Então tá, gurizada que segue o canal do Fique Flip. Vamos começar. Sorry, I forgot today. It's in English, right? I always start my lives in Portuguese saying, então tá, gurizada que segue o canal do Fique Flip. So, alright, guys. I'm sorry. It's English today. I'm gonna try and please both publics. We've got people from many countries now subscribing into Fake Flip, and they keep asking for content. They keep asking for things, and I realized that I also have to speak English, and I forgot that. I forgot for a second that today live is in English. Wolverine, desculpa aí, cara. Hoje a live é em inglês, cara. Sorry. Grande Lobo Talgatti. Sorry, live today is in English. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to be speaking today about Antarctica and the navigation that's happening in Antarctica. I'm going to be speaking today about the things I spoke last live in Portuguese also, about the frauds in Antarctica. Antarctica seems to be the place for frauds, right? Not just the sun is a fraud, but also the marathons are fraud. Desculpa aí, gurizada. A live vai ser em inglês hoje, tá? Sorry. Sorry. Let's put on a little opening. Let's put on here. Let me share the screen so you can listen. And then we'll wait a few minutes until more people come around. Then we start the live, right? Let's go. Let's share here. Don't know if it's part of the show. Welcome to the show. If you don't know, it's part of the show. Didn't they teach you to reach for the stars while opening up the bars and keeping you chained down with mortgage bills and cars? Vaccines for your arms, kids sounding like supercharged, caffeinated hate-filled scars and rage-quit repertoires. No answers for yards, caught up in emotion that's not even yours. Imposter truths like impeccable retards, lined up for your serving of gish galloping wars. No remedy can save the lost, in love with the yarn. I'm tired of walking into refracted shards, poor science displayed by disgusting bards. Soaked in sin with your dubious delight in a new hand of cards. Been so long, seems like for love I'm just too hard, that's it. Welcome to the show, where you don't know if it's part of the show. Welcome to the show, if you don't know, you don't know. Intoxicated eight makes you believe you're spinning in space while you have no shame or grace. It's a disdainful state I used to contemplate, how to save myself from my own self-hate. Wonder why I was even made with a dreadful fate, forced to try and awake with a full plate. No one to help me stay awake or educate. I've had to liberate and fight through hidden gates, but my brother, heaven could never be late, and rockets don't work in space. It's all fake. The show is on Mars. It's a joke, but you're too far gone. It won't be long. Fepe's beak is strong. We have our song and we march along like streams of knowledge leading to God's holy pond, and lives of truth that hits the bong and sings the song, turns mankind from the wrong. We come in peace with a holy gown and all of us wearing our holy crowns. So the earth is flat and we probably just won't get along. Just to go along, I said. Welcome to the show, where you don't know if it's part of the show. Welcome to the show, if you don't know, you don't know.
So that is welcome to the show. That is welcome to the show. A very good song. It's also in my playlists here. I'm trying to make playlists in order to recommend channels of real flat earthers. Very difficult to find real flat earthers. Most of the flat earth channels, especially the big ones, they're not real flat earthers. And also recommend some music to the people, some whatever I can. So I'm trying to set up some playlists so you can find the song that Eddie plays in his live streams. Eddie there in Japan. Big shout out to Eddie. He always plays this song. Let me apologize once again here to my Brazilian public. We've got here Osvaldir. Desculpa, Osvaldir. Em inglês hoje. Desculpa aí. We've got some English-speaking people arriving, so that's very good. That's why I'm here today speaking English, right? It's because of you. So, Thought Police YouTube Division. Thought Police YouTube Division. Okay, Thought Police. So, welcome to Fake Flip. So, I'm putting on English content here because of you now. So, very recently have I arrived speaking English. About a year and a half ago, I went into Eddie's channel. So, there's a live transmission there with me where I spoke in English for the first time. And then after that, I recorded videos about tides for channel No Fin Fair in Australia. So since then, I have become quite well known in the English-speaking world. So it's because of you then, okay, Thought Police. It's because of you I'm here today. Dá desculpas aqui pro Isaac. Isaac, perdão. Tô assistindo a live aqui no RS, calorão aqui. Tá frio, cara. So I'm sorry. Desculpa, Isaac. I'm sorry. It's English today. Olá do Japão, HDML. Desculpa também, a live vai ser em língua inglesa hoje. I'm so sorry. The Thought Police is speaking with me here. So 10 times I speak Spanish, but no Portuguese. Yeah, some people can handle Spanish, right? Especially the Americans, if you are an American. Americans can handle a lot of Spanish, but Portuguese is different from Spanish. Even though we, Portuguese speakers and Spanish speaking people, we can communicate with each other. Even though languages are quite different, they have a lot of similarities, and if we speak slowly to each other, we can handle it. But it's not your case then. All right. Lobo Talgatti speaking with me. I'm sorry, Lobo. Oswaldina me pergunta também, as pessoas têm 80k. Yeah, he's speaking Portuguese. I'm so sorry. Lots of, like most of my public is Brazilian, or from Portugal or other Portuguese-speaking countries. So I don't expect to have many English speakers today listening to me, but the live is going to be here. People can watch it later on and can listen and can think about the things I'll be talking about here today. Today I am going to be talking about the navigation in Antarctica. There's a navigation that started 2 months ago and should have ended yesterday. So they had forecast 60 days for the navigation. The person in charge of the navigation is a Brazilian scientist from the university where I came from, the university in the south of Brazil, right? And the guy, Oswaldir is speaking English. Oswaldir, you do speak English then. Nobody sees the obvious. So Oswaldir, you can speak some English then. That's fine. So you can follow a little bit here. And the thing is, the scientist in charge, he put all over the news. It's like it's like everybody knows. It's all over the big media, the mass media. It's all over the university websites. All the universities have talked about the navigation of Antarctica. So a scientist from the university in the south, where I'm from, he decided to do a navigation of Antarctica, the circumnavigation of Antarctica. He failed. There is no way that somebody can circumnavigate Antarctica because there is no pole in Antarctica. There is no South Pole. So the navigation happens to be a navigation of the continents. We followed here. I've been updating my public here in Portuguese language since the 22nd of November, when they departed from the port of Rio Grande in Brazil. So let's open a little bit here, some maps let's talk a little bit about these things. You know, let me open my Google Ball. I have a Google Ball here somewhere. Google Ball is a good tool. Even though it's not the truth, it's a good tool. Okay, so let me share my screen, and also let me ask you how the sound will go, especially you thought police if you're still there, right? How the sound goes when I share the Google Ball. So I'm going to share. I'm going to be speaking using the Google Ball. Look, I'm using here the Google Ball, right? That's Brazil over there, okay? That's my state, and the university where I came from is over there in Porto Alegre. Okay, it's over here, right? So please tell me how the sound is going over there, guys, because when I use the Google Ball, I know that my computer doesn't work well when I put the Google Ball, right? So I'm gonna be checking here my chat, so you let me know. Let me put on my phone the chat. And then you can tell me. Let me open my okay. Sound is great. Thank you, Thought Police. Now I found here. So sound is good, because usually when I use the Google Ball, usually the sound goes awful here on my computer. So if the sound is good, that's fine. So basically this is the map of the ball, right? The fake map. And according to this map, according to this model, there is a pole here, right? There's a pole here, and you can circumnavigate the North Pole. And according to this map or this model, there is also a pole here. There's a pole here, and you can also circumnavigate this pole. But this is not true, right? This is not true, and all the physical movements on the Earth, including the movements of the airplanes, not only the movements of the ships, but also the airplanes, or the movement of the sun as well, the movement of the sun and the moon, they also show that there is no pole here, right? So that's what the Brazilian professor, he came out from they got a boat, right? They hired a boat, and they departed from here. They departed from the port of Rio Grande. So here in the city of Rio Grande, let's go closer. Here in the city of Rio Grande, here. But the map doesn't want to, oh, here. The city of Rio Grande, there is a mega port. This is a very, very big port, like one of the biggest in Brazil, probably the biggest in Brazil, or one of them. So from here, the boat departed on the 22nd of November. And according to the scientist in charge, there are 60 scientists from around the world. I find it hard to believe also that there are 60 people on that boat, because the names of these people, it was not published. Like, I couldn't find the names of the 60 people. I only found about 10 names. So this is very weird as well. But anyway, they departed from here, and this is true, right? The boat left and came down south, right? The boat was seen on the trackers. There are websites with trackers, because the boat does have a transponder, right? This is very different from what happened. Let me come back here a little bit. Very different to what happened a long time ago with the Admiral Byrd from the United States, because he didn't have a transponder back then. But nowadays, the boats do have transponders, just like ships, like aircraft. Just like aircraft, the boats also have a transponder. So with the transponder, there's no way you can lie anymore. You cannot lie. It's all automatically registered on the transponder. So the boat did depart from Rio Grande on the 22nd of November, 2 months ago. And according to the professor in charge, he's a geologist, I think, and he said that it would be a 60-day navigation with stops. Obviously, there were many stops foreseen, because they intended to collect ice and water and samples of any kinds. I don't know what samples they were going to collect, but there were many stops foreseen for this. Let me speak to the guy here. Lobo is speaking in English. That's fine, Lobo. Fake Flip, where the ships is right now? Sorry if the translation is wrong. Well, I understand you, and the people understand. You want to know the location of the ship. Tu quer saber a localização. The ship is in, let's share here. You'll see where it is. It is still in Antarctic territory. It's gonna be a few more days, maybe a week more for what was foreseen. Let's share here. I have here the this is the location, right? This is the location at the moment. It's still in Antarctic territory. The longitude where they are is 63. So this longitude where they are now is 63. It says here 64. Well, it depends. If I zoom up, it will tell me here 60. Oh, it's where I put the mouse. So where I put it's 63. Okay, you can see there 63. They're at the bottom of the page. Perhaps you don't see because maybe my face is there, but it's saying here 63. So basically the longitude is 63. They have to go as far as longitude 50 or 52 more or less, because that's where Rio Grande is. Okay, Rio Grande is on longitude 52. Let's go back there. Let's see where. Let me go to the Google Ball. Let me see if I am still sharing. How can I see if I'm still sharing? Yes, I'm still sharing. So let me go to the Google Ball. Look, the here in Rio Grande, the longitude here is 50. Okay, 50. It says there 52. Okay, longitude is 52. So basically they have to go as far as longitude 52. They're still in longitude 63. They still have another like nearly 10 degrees or nearly 10 degrees to go. Okay, they are somewhere over here. So they still have to go over here and then go up a few latitudes. Okay, it's gonna be a few more days still for this trip, right? It's still gonna be a few more days. It's really impossible to do in such a short time. 60 days with all the stops foreseen, it's impossible. But we managed to get a good idea of the size of Earth. Because when Admiral Byrd did it many years ago, like I don't know, 100 years ago nearly, the information that came to me, I don't know if the information is really what he said, but this is what most flat earthers have said, is that Earth was huge. That was 95,000 kilometers. Sorry, I don't know how much in miles. But according to the information I used to have, was that the size of the disk was 95,000 kilometers, so nearly 100,000 kilometers. In miles, I don't know how much, but it's actually less than half. It's less than half. Let's open also, I'm going to open a map here as well, so we can talk about these things. I have a map here somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing the map as well. Here, let me share the screen. Sharing the screen, and then we can share the map. Here's the map here. So basically the whole thing, so they left from here, from Rio Grande. They left from here. They came down south, and then they went east, towards the east. And the boat, just like the aircraft, has a transponder. So the transponder informs all the maneuvers of the boat. So all the maneuvers while the boat was cruising here were maneuvers towards the northeast. So all the maneuvers of the rudder of the ship accused maneuvers around 80 degrees. So basically, the boat was trying to go 90, but it's impossible to go 90 because if you keep going 90, you come and hit the border. So they have to correct. And the corrections are done at 80 degrees, more or less. So the boat kept doing 80 degrees, maneuvers at 80 degrees, several times. Because if you don't maneuver to 80 degrees, if you keep going straight at 90 degrees, you hit the wall. So it's very simple, right? The understanding is very simple. The Earth does have this shape, only has one pole, and all maneuvers, even in the south, the maneuvers have to be in relation to the North Pole. So all the maneuvers of the boat, as well as the ship, as the aircraft, have to be to the northeast. So if the boat is going east, all the maneuvers need to be northeast because there is only one North Pole. There is no South Pole. It cannot be a southeast maneuver. The same goes for aircraft. We will be looking later on at aircraft transponders as well. Basically, then, they were expecting to do it in 60 days because he thought Antarctica was like that, right? He thought Antarctica was like this. And he had in mind 60 days because he had in mind only 20,000 kilometers. That's what he had in mind. That's what is published all over the media. That's what's published in his papers there, in his websites of the universities, also on the live transmissions that he spoke. He was considering a 20,000 kilometers around Antarctica. He was considering a 20,000 kilometers. Sorry, I don't know in miles. So he was considering coming south, going east, but making maneuvers to the right. A maneuver over here should be a maneuver to the right of the boat. You would have to maneuver to the right, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the right. You should have maneuvers to the southeast, like east is 90 degrees. So if you're going here to the east, 90 degrees, and if you want to keep circling, you do have to maneuver to the right. So the maneuvers should be more than 90 degrees, like 100, 115 degrees, something like that. The maneuvers should be to the right, because if you don't maneuver, if you go straight, right, you go to the north in this model. So in this model, if you want to go to the east, let's suppose that you want to go here to the east. If you go straight, you go to the north. You cannot go straight, so you do have to maneuver. You have to maneuver in order to keep around the circle, right? Otherwise, you leave through the tangent. You go straight. Pardon me if I don't have a very good technical vocabulary in English, but I think this is the correct expression. It's tangent, right? You go through it. You end up in the north. If you go straight, if you go at 90 degrees east, you end up in the north. So you do have to correct. But the corrections, they were not to the right. The corrections are to the left. All the corrections were to the left. So that accuses that the model, the correct model, is this one here. So all the maneuvers were to the left, to the left, to the left, to the left, because the pole is on the left. The pole is here. There is no pole to the south, so it's impossible to make maneuvers to the south. All the maneuvers were to the northeast, accusing the shape of Earth. But more importantly is the size, because the guy was expecting to do it in 60 days with all the stops. He was planning to do it in 60 days with all the stops to collect material and stuff. And he is doing it in more. It's going to be more. Like 60 days was yesterday. Today is the 23rd of January. So yesterday, the 22nd of January, 2025, should have been the end of the trip. The boat should be already in Rio Grande, in the port. But it's not. Obviously, it's much bigger than he thought. He thought it was just 20,000 kilometers. Pardon me if I don't know the equivalent in miles. So he thought it was much smaller because the model of the globe is a very small area where the massive continent is inside. It's a very crazy idea, which is not in connection with reality. The place is actually the biggest place on Earth. Antarctica is actually the biggest piece of land on Earth, and it could not be inside a small circle of only 20,000 kilometers of circumference. It needs to be somewhere much bigger. And it is a different story. So the movements of the boat also, as well as the movements of all aircraft, accuse the shape of a circular Earth, and with a size of 40,000 kilometers. So I'm sorry if I don't know the equivalent in miles. But the circumference accused and shown by the transponder in the ship accuses a size of 40,000 kilometers. The boat did a speed of about 13 knots, which is 25 kilometers per hour. 13 knots was the speed of this boat. And according to this boat and this speed, he managed to do 10 degrees per day. 10 degrees per day on this navigation. So each 10 degrees, we can have an idea of the size, and we can have an idea of the size of all the 360 degrees. So the result is that it's around. Obviously, it needs to be approximately, because you need to be there. You need to be focusing on this project in order to have a correct measurement of the Earth. But the size is nearly 40,000 kilometers. So much smaller than most flat earthers, than all flat earthers, including myself, thought. It's much smaller and much bigger than what the Globers thought, because the Globers thought the circle had only 20 or less than 20,000 kilometers, around 18,000 kilometers. They said, according to their fake measurements, because nobody ever measured this. It's all fake science. It's all pseudoscience. When somebody goes and measures, like the Brazilian scientist in question, his name is Professor Jefferson Simões. So when he did it, and now he has a transponder on the boat, there is no way one can deny the information on the transponder. Transponder says it's 40,000 kilometers. Don't know in miles. But 40,000 kilometers is the alleged size of the equator of the fake Earth, the fake ball. So for the fake Earth, for the ball, 40,000 is the size, 40,000 kilometers. Sorry, I don't know in miles. But 40,000 kilometers is the largest circumference of the ball Earth, the fake Earth. So Antarctica actually has that size. So our real equator is much smaller, should be half of this. It's a circumference of 20,000 kilometers. So Earth has different measurements from what we thought. So all thanks to the measurements made by Professor Simões. He's not doing it on purpose. He's doing other things there. But because he does have a transponder on the boat, we can have a very good idea, like very close to reality, really, of the size of Earth. So this is very good. This is very good. So Thought Police said, sound is great. Oh, that's what he said earlier. Sound is great. Lobo me agradeceu. Thanks. Falou. I'm sorry today. I'm recording in English. It will stay here. Anybody who wants later on to watch, people who speak English, and if they want to see what I think, the things I talk about, I will start putting content in English for them. Lobo said, will the captain be able to complete on the right date? No, actually the right date was yesterday. He should have completed yesterday. He's still gonna need probably another week to do it. During the last part of the trip, let's put on the map here. Let's put on the map here. Let's share again. On the last part of the trip, and also on the first part of the trip, they didn't stop. Okay, guys, they only stopped in this part of the trip here. So only on the Indian Ocean did they stop. They left Rio Grande, and all the Atlantic Ocean was done non-stop. This is at cruise speed. This was done in about 10 days, non-stop. They just travel. They didn't stop, right? Until they got about here to the south of Africa. Here was the first stop. And then this part here, they stopped several times. They made several stops in this part here. But then in the last part, when they got here to this area here of the Ross Sea, right? The Bay of Ross. From here they haven't stopped. So all the Pacific Ocean again was done in about 10 days non-stop. So they only stopped in this part of the trip, and they probably had more stops planned here for this part, but they didn't. Probably because of time. Okay, probably because of time, they didn't stop. So no, they couldn't have done. They were expecting 20,000 kilometers, but it's actually the double. So they couldn't stop so much. They stopped a few times only on the Indian Ocean. On the other coasts, no. Dando desculpas aqui pro pessoal. Desculpa aí, Tavares. A live em inglês hoje. Desculpa aí, ô Leone. Botando conteúdo em inglês pra gurizada aí também, tá? I'm sorry. So Leone here in Portuguese, he's saying that usually the circumnavigations, they are east-west, never north-south. Obviously, it's impossible. There is no South Pole. There is no South Pole. That's why. This circumnavigation is a circumnavigation of the continents, because the pole is there in the middle of the continents. There is no pole there in the middle of Antarctica. It's impossible to go around that. So all the movements, all the physical movements, need to be around the north. That's why all the maneuvers of the boat, all the maneuvers of the aircraft also need to be around the north. So when the aircraft go from Australia to South America, they also need to respect that. Let's see. Let's share also a flight path here. How do they say this? Let's put here. I'll find one here. I'll share the screen after I find. I'll share the screen as soon as I have it in position. You will see that flights is the same story. Okay, flights is the same story. Let me share the screen here now. Okay, here I have a flight route of the Qantas 27, which is from Sydney to Santiago. So basically from Australia to Chile. Okay, so this should be a flight like this. Let's share here the Google ball again. Here, the Google ball. So basically it should be like that. They should leave. How do I manage this ball here? So they should leave from here, right? They should leave from here. They should go south, south, south. But going around this area here should be a curve to the right to stay on the circle, because the circle is a circle to the right. Okay, but all the maneuvers of the aircraft is maneuvers to the left. So they never maneuver to the right, and this we can see there. We can see it over here. We can see it over here. Let's try and find here information about this flight. Here we can find it over here. Okay, so this was a flight that took place 22 hours ago. Okay, it's a flight that just landed over there. 22 hours ago, it landed in Santiago. Okay, at Terminal 2. All the information is registered here, so you can see it yourselves. Each flight is a different flight. Here's the flight path again. All the maneuvers to the left. All the maneuvers to the left. It's impossible to maneuver to the right. But all this latitude here, all this latitude is south. This flight is done on the south. So look, if you come here to the where do I, just a second, I will find here the information. I will find the information here, just give me a second. I usually do this on my telephone. Here, track log. So you have to do this, you have to come here. track log. Okay, this is what you need. So you come here to the track log, and then you can see it. Here you have the whole log of the flight, all the maneuvers since the departure. The departure was done here at 12:58 local time in Sydney. Okay, they were at latitude 33, look. So they were at latitude 33, Sydney. The longitude in Sydney is 151. Okay, longitude is 151 west, so it's minus 151. And they departed going to the north, nearly north, nearly 360 degrees north. Okay, and then they did the necessary maneuvers in the air, and then they got the southeast position. So they went here in direction 124, more or less, for a long time. And they went south. So from latitude 33, they went southeast, southeast, southeast for a long time until latitude 34, latitude 35, latitude 36. They went south, 30 until the south, until 30. Whoa, there was a change here. I don't know. There's information missing, I think, here, because from 38 they went to 61. So there's information missing here. From 38 they went to 61. It's there's some information missing on this log. Okay, it's not correct, this one, but they went as far as 61. Okay, they went as far as 61, and when they got there, they cannot go south anymore, guys. Look, when they get to the south, they cannot make maneuvers to the south. All the maneuvers are to the north. 76 is a maneuver to the north. If you study the azimuths, all the directions that we go in space, the azimuth east should be number 90. 90 is east. So 76 is a northeast direction. So when they get to the latitude 60, which is Antarctica, they flew many hours in this latitude. You can see that they capped 60, 60, 60 for a long time, 59, 60, 58. Look, for a long time. They did many longitudes. Look, here, longitude is 110. So they did, look how many longitudes. They did at least, of course, the information is incomplete. This information is incomplete. But they did here from 126 until longitude 100, more or less. They did in the south. Look, minus 55 latitude is south. So all this length, a length of like 2 hours of length of the circumference, like 20 degrees of circumference, was done in the south here. And the maneuvers of the aircraft, are just like the maneuvers of the boat. They are maneuvers to the north. So 52 degrees is a maneuver to the north because the pole is in the north. So even though the flight is done on the south, the maneuvers of the boat need to be in relation to the North Pole, right? So this shows the shape of Earth, and there is nothing to discuss anymore. There is nothing to discuss. Anybody who tries to argue saying that the Earth is a ball is together with the system, is probably a Freemason. On the internet there are countless Freemasons pretending to be Globers. They're not. Nobody's stupid. People can see the shape of Earth. The shape of Earth is determined by the physical movements of all physical things, including the sun and the sun and the moon, or the aircraft, or the boats. Any physical movement on Earth will accuse the physical shape. And nobody is stupid. So if someone, knowing this, still keeps saying that the Earth is a ball, so this person is not a ball believer. This person is a Freemason, trying to put a lie into the heads of the people, trying to count as a Glober. Look, I am a Glober. I believe in the globe. They don't. They are basically desperate, just trying to keep the Globers in the belief of the globe. They are trying to count as a number. Look, I am a Glober. This guy is lying. The plane is lying. The transponder is lying. No, the transponder is not lying, and neither am I. The transponder is very clear. All the maneuvers of all physical crafts, can be a boat, or can be an aircraft, or can be the stars as well. All the movements are in relation to the North Pole, even if the movements are in the South, because there is no South Pole, and no one is stupid. People can understand why the movement is to the left. People can understand, and so can they. So can these people claiming to be globers on the internet. They're not globers. No one is stupid. Our journalists, our physicists, our geologists, they are not stupid. If they keep saying that the earth is a ball, it's because they're with the system. They're with the Freemasons, and it's a plague on earth. There are so many. Our generals, our presidents, they are all with the Freemasons. And they are insisting on this lie against humanity, lying to the whole humanity that the earth is a ball when they know very well it's not. Because they are also not stupid, right? There is nothing else to be discussed. I don't discuss with crazy people anymore. And to me, these Freemasons, they are all lunatics against humanity. They are all involved in it, okay? It's worth one day to make a video explaining to the globes that there is north or south flight. There is no north and south. That's what you mean. There is no north and south flight. No, there's no north and south movement. It's impossible to move physically on Earth north and south because physically speaking, Earth is protected in the south. The south is shut. There is a big dome around the south and around the space of Earth as well. And that big dome encompasses the whole Earth. So physically speaking, it's impossible to move north to south. And it's also impossible to move straight. There are limits on Earth. And it's accused by the movement of the aircraft, the ships, and also the movement of the sun. There is only one pole. No one is stupid. If people keep saying that Earth is a ball, even though they know it, it's because they are with the system, defending the system against the humanity, trying to impose a globalist system of several things, not just science. There's also the economics aspects of the globalism. There's also the cultural aspects, the wars, several political aspects about the globalism. It's not only the physics and the sciences. There are many more things behind the globalism. Whoever keeps saying that the earth is a ball, even though they know it, even though they know that all the maneuvers, all the physical maneuvers of all physical objects, including our boats, including our aircrafts, even though I don't have one, I mean the humanity, some people do have aircrafts, and they have to respect the shape of Earth. If they don't respect the shape of Earth, they crash. Basically, it's very simple. And also, if the good people of Earth, if they had the freedom to go to Antarctica, just like the Freemasons have, like these people who go to Antarctica, they're all Freemasons, pretending to be YouTubers. They all have a channel on YouTube, so they say, I am a YouTuber. They are not YouTubers. These people who went to Antarctica and frauded the sun of the midnight sun, they frauded. They're not YouTubers. I am a YouTuber. I work hard. I have a family to support. I don't have time to stay on the internet. They have all the time. It's like a mission for them. They stay 24 hours on the internet. These people, they are not just YouTubers. These people have a mission. And their mission is to keep you misinformed. When finally you begin to wake up, because finally people against the system come to the internet to speak. Finally, the internet has given voice to people like me, people like you, people like the normal people, the normal Jacks, the normal Marys, now here the normal fake Flip, come to speak about the reality of our world. So what the system did, the system got a lot of people, put a disguise of normal person, put there a disguise of a Jack, a disguise of a John, a disguise of a Mary, and put them on the internet speaking to you as if they were regular people who work hard and pay taxes and also are fed up with the system. No, these people on the internet, whether they are talking about the size, the shape of the earth, whether they are talking about journalism in general, politics, whether they're talking about economics, whether they're talking about whatever they are talking about, they're all with the system, right? Pretending to be against the system, pretending to be with the Bible. Look, according to the Bible, but they are not, you know. And all these people, even those people who because many are saying, for example, here the Bible says that it's creationism. Here they speak about creationism, pretending to be creationists, but they're not. Because if you ask them, okay, so what is the shape of Earth? They say, no, it's a ball. So it's clear that these people on the internet claiming to be creationists, claiming to be Christians, claiming to be this or that, or Christian economists, Christian this, Christian that, they're not. They're clearly not. They're clearly with the system, you know. And this is being revealed when a bunch of YouTubers went to Antarctica. Above all laws, there are laws in Antarctica. People cannot go to Antarctica, especially to do science, especially to do scientific projects. There are laws, regulations. You have to go through tough laws to get to Antarctica. However, a bunch of English-speaking YouTubers from here, from the UK, from Australia, from the United States, they went to Antarctica. And together there were Brazilians who nobody talked about. They didn't say, oh, there are Brazilians here. They didn't say that, but there were Brazilians there as well. And probably people from other nationalities, because there are 75 nationalities protecting Antarctica from the people of the world with laws. There are laws that prohibit people to go there, especially the scientists. When scientists need to go to Antarctica to study the penguins, to study reproduction of whales, to study whatever they want to study, they also have to submit a project, a scientific project. This project needs to be analyzed by their local institutions, their universities. If the project seems a good project, acceptable project, they will say yes, and then the project needs to be approved by two organs, by the Antarctic Authority. So in Brazil, for example, there is the Pro-Antar, which is the Antarctic Authority responsible for all the Brazilian people and also the neighboring countries who do not have an authority, like Paraguay. For example, Paraguay doesn't have an authority for Antarctica. So these Paraguayan scientists, they need to speak to the Brazilian authority, which is the closest one. Or maybe Argentina. Also, Argentina has an Antarctic authority. Chile as well. So maybe they have to go to another country to get authorization for the scientific project. And if it is approved by that country, still needs to go to Madrid for the Madrid Protocol. There's the Madrid Protocol, where all the other 70 countries, 75, 74 countries, also need to agree with your project. So there are rules to go to Antarctica, but a group of 15 YouTubers pretending to be YouTubers, pretending to be people like me, like all the other Jacks and Johns of YouTube, they didn't go through this to get to Antarctica and to do an astronomical project. Basically, what they did was astronomy. Registering the midnight sun is astronomy, it's science. And they didn't go through it. Because they didn't go through it, they revealed who they are, right? They are not YouTubers. The people on the YouTube pretending to be YouTubers, they're actually Freemasons who probably work for our government agencies like CIA. In Brazil, we've got ABIN. Here, we've got MI16. I don't know, other maybe Antarctic projects like Pro-Antar in Brazil. Authorities. These people are authorities. The people who went to Antarctica and frauded the sun, they are authorities, or working directly with the authorities to keep our families under mind slavery, believing a fantasy. And this is not nice. This is definitely not nice at all. These people have revealed themselves. They are against humanity. They are people against humanity. And this is really bad for them. And now we know who they are. We know very well who they are now. They are YouTubers, pretending to be YouTubers, putting mind wash into your heads, into mine, into our families. False information to the people. And they're doing it on purpose. They know very well they're lying. They went there and lied themselves. They went into a studio. They went to different locations. They used techniques, frauded in many ways. They know very well they're frauding. And still they're frauding. So they are deliberately frauding to people who know they're frauding. So we now know they're frauding and we know who they are. They're psychopaths. Thought Police. We got also Aldo Borges in the house. Hello, Aldo. Morning, congratulations for 1,000 subs. Yeah, I got 1,000 subs now. So soon it's going to be monetized. Doesn't mean anything, but thanks, Aldo. Aldo Borges speaks Portuguese, but he speaks English as well, as you can see. Lobo Talgates is speaking English. Come on, Lobo. The media and governments got what they wanted. It separates the human being from the Heavenly Father. If you take away the belief that we are the maximum creation, people stop believing in God. Yeah, people start knowing that God exists. Basically, the difference between believing in God and knowing that God exists is very different. If you believe that God exists, you also maybe believe that it doesn't exist. Believing that it exists means that you also believe that it exists, but maybe not, or maybe not in that way that we were taught, maybe in a different way. There is room for thought. When you believe things, when you don't know things, but you just believe, when you have a theory about something, it's different from when you know something, when you're sure about something. It's very different when you're sure about something. If you're sure, you're going to be judged to the biblical terms. If you know it's going to happen, it's very different from you just believe it's going to happen. It's very different. So Thought Police said the North Pole is forbidden to... Yeah, I heard that too. The North Pole is also forbidden to go. But it exists, right? But it exists. Soon they will want to criminalize talking about the flat earth. Yeah, it's going to be a crime to talk about the flat earth. Let them try. Let them try. So we're going to be all criminals also. No problem. No problem. Jesus said that very well. That all the Christians would be, would be chased, would be tracked down, would be forbidden. We all know that. It's okay. And he also said not to fear. So that's fine. Okay, he also said not to fear. He said not to leave the cities, not to escape, not to run from the system. The Bible says the opposite of what these people are saying on the internet. Claiming to be flat earthers, claiming to be Christians, they keep saying for you to run. Escape the system, escape the system, escape the cities. It's going to be too dangerous. Leave the cities. It's all crap. Okay, the Bible says very clear that only the people from the Judea, I don't know the name in English for that area in Israel, for them to go to the mountains. The Bible says very clear, okay? It's for the people in Judea, wherever that region is called in English. I don't know all the terms in English. For them to go to the mountains, not for the whole world, especially because there are people who don't live near mountains, okay? There are people, Lobo, who do not live near mountains. It's impossible to go to any mountains. How about the people in the Pampa? How about the gauchos? The gauchos have no mountains to run to. Okay? How about the people in Uruguay, in Argentina? They have no mountains to run to. How about the people in Sahara? How about the people where there are no mountains to run to? So it's crap what many people on the YouTube pretending to be flat earthers, disguised here as flat earthers, like that, telling you absurds, completely against the Bible. Completely against the Bible. We've got here also Rádio Terra Plana, speaking English. Good morning, Fake Flip. Is there a Brazilian TV channel following this circumnavigation of Antarctica? Following, the only channel is mine. Following, the only channel is mine. There are some news on the URGS website, URGS channel, URGS TV they have some news, clips, as he said. He managed to send clips. But the reality inside the boat, they don't want to show. Because the reality is night. When it's night, we see night. There is no sun. They cannot show the reality. So this professor, honestly, I doubt he is really compromised with science. I believe he's going to come out and say, look, it's a ball and we have the midnight sun. He's going to say that, but it's not true. So I doubt this professor is actually compromised with science. I think he's compromised with the Freemasons, like most other scientists. There is no North Pole. It's not what they say. No, there is a North Pole. There is a center, north of Earth. There is a pole where you can go around. There is a physical point on Earth where you can go around. But in the south, there is no point where you can go around. It's impossible to go around that area. You can only go around this other area, which is a North Pole. It's a North Center. There is a North Pole, yes, thought police. Lobo Talgatti said, Blue Beam Project is in full swing. I don't know anything about that, but I don't doubt it. I don't doubt they can try to create illusionisms to people. I don't doubt that. We got here Iron Flat Earth. Ball-wise at about 80 south latitude with a 5-foot observation height. It is 1.2 miles to the horizon, making the TFE, the final experiment, the final fraud, a flat earth proof, as they were seeing way too far for being on a ball. Yeah, of course, anything you do in reality proves the reality. They tried to fraud the sun, and by trying to fraud the sun, they also showed other things. So what you're saying is that they showed the horizon in different ways. I was not really paying attention to that Iron Flat Earth because my channel, I myself, I don't understand much about refraction. I don't understand much about this optical physics. My channel deals about oceanography. I am talking about the circumnavigation because I find it very important, and it has to do with the ocean and oceanography. So I'm talking about it. But my channel talks about the ocean and everything that is real about the cycle of water. So everything related to the cycle of water and the reality of water has to do with what I speak. I don't know much about refraction, this horizons, these things that most flat earthers discuss. I don't. But as you're saying, you noticed things that anybody else can notice in reality. There are distances to the horizon, and it's also possible to see in their videos because they were actually in Antarctica. You know, many people say, they were in a studio. It might be a studio, but the studio might be there, located there. They may have created a studio there in Antarctica or very close by. Maybe in Chile, maybe in Argentina, very close by. Because they actually went to Antarctica. They had trackers on their bodies. They brought trackers to them. And also they had videos made with their phones. Made videos that are unquestionable in the camp. They should have done everything with the telephones in that camp. It would have been unquestionable. I wouldn't be questioning if they had made real live transmissions. But no, they went somewhere else. They went somewhere else. And that place accuses a fraud, because that place, we don't know where it is. We don't know what time it is there. So at the camp, we know where the camp is and we know what time it is at the camp. But where they did it, we don't know where it is and we don't know what time it is. And we also don't know if it is a real place, because it seems to be a studio also. We got Lobo Talgatti, exactly, living for Christ. Yeah, if you don't live for Christ, then you live for the opposite, basically. Then you live for the opposite, right? What else? We got their thought division say Rupus Nigra, the black rock is real, North Pole. Yeah, we have a North Pole. It is a North Center, right? Whatever it is, whatever you want to call, some people don't want to call North Pole because they don't want to agree with the poles. But it is a North Pole, right? It is a pole. It is a center. Bom dia, fake. Hoje é inglês, desculpa aí, cara. Tá? Eu tenho que agradar agora dois públicos. Tô com dois públicos. Resolvi falar em inglês lá no canal do Ed, há um ano atrás eu falei em inglês no canal do Ed, já comecei a receber gente em inglês. Aí, em abril, eu gravei sobre as marés lá na Turquia, eu gravei um vídeo em inglês, que tá aqui nas minhas playlists de marés também. Gravei em inglês pro canal No Fanfare da Austrália. E aí, pronto, né, cara? Aí tá cheio de gente aí pedindo conteúdo em inglês. I'm sorry, me desculpe. Vamos lá, Iron Flat Earth. There is a weather station at the Union Glacier Camp for air traffic. The solar sensor shows day and dark every day. Yes, they have day and dark. So they had to fraud the sun. Very simple understanding. Very simple understanding. There is no midnight sun. And that's what they're hiding. We've got a boat there as well. And on the boat, this scientist on the boat that I'm talking about, that I'm trying to talk about, there's so much to talk about, and I cannot talk so much about the boat, but they have internet on the boat, and they could show live. Okay, this guy, this professor at the boat now, this, let me share again. Okay, this boat here, that you see here on the map, okay, this boat here, Akademik Tryoshnikov is the name of the boat, okay, Akademik Tryoshnikov. This boat has internet, they have labs, they have saunas, they have everything. So they left Brazil, they came south, they went to the east, proving that the North Pole is the pole. They could not maneuver the boat to the south, never. Every time they went to the south, they had to stop the boat, right? I have 7 videos already in Portuguese language showing every movement of this boat. And then they came here, and then they got to the Ross Sea. When they got to the Ross Sea, the map got crazy and showed them again on the other Ross Sea over there. Basically, let me reduce the size. So you got the Ross Sea over here, but you also have the Ross Sea over here. So when they got here, the map got crazy, showed a line over the continent here and showed them over here. So showed them in 2 locations at the same time. Obviously, it's because of a glitch on the map. But so from the Ross Sea, 10 days ago, they started moving to the east again, to the east, always with maneuvers to the north, always maneuvers to the, 50 degrees, 70 degrees, 80 degrees maximum. So always maneuvering to the north, because it's impossible to go south, really. The pole is in the north. There's only one pole. So this boat, they have internet. They could go live from the boat. They could, but he doesn't want to. The professor and all the other people with him, there are some other people with him. He claims to have 60 people on the boat with him. I doubt that. I doubt there are 60 people there. I think there are fewer people there, right? But he claims to have 60. And all these people, they could go live. We could see the reality in Antarctica. We could all see what happens there at night. We could all see the reality, but they don't want to show the reality. So they're clearly not compromised with science. They're compromised with the Freemasons, like most other YouTubers who go there, like most other people saying that the Earth is a ball. They're all with the Freemasons, all over the internet, trying to convince people that the Earth is a ball. I've been watching the weather tower since the day. I don't know much about this weather tower, but it's night there. Dans la musique. Here you are, Dans la musique. Okay, alive in English for you. Hyperbole, exaggerated statements or claims not meant to be taken literally. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's keep reading your comments here. Yes, there is, but it's very different. Let's see what else. Date, time, and the celestial lights should show where the boat is. There's a transponder showing where the boat is. Lobo Talgati, the recording of the 24-hour sun is in the supposed Antarctica may have been made with those geoid screens that simulate reality. Yes, they have one in Las Vegas. It's called the Las Vegas Sphere. So it could have been simulated in a place like that. In any case, it is clearly a fraud. So it doesn't really matter how they did it. They certainly have their techniques to do it. But we can clearly see that it's a fraud because it was done in different locations. Aldo Borges is saying, but they say the pole exists just in a globe, in a ball, but no, pole could be the center. Yeah, a center is also a pole. It's a place where you go around. So yes, it is a pole. Many people don't want to call it a pole because they defend the Earth is flat, which is the reality, and according to flat Earth, there is no poles, right? But yeah, there is a pole. A center is a pole. A center is a pole. If you can spin around the pole, it's a pole. It's just prejudice that the flat earthers have. And the flat earthers have this prejudice because of the flat earthers themselves. Because there are plenty of flat earthers pretending to be flat earthers, influencing your head, influencing your mind, making you insecure about using the expression poles, for example. So there are many people claiming to be flat earthers here, dressed as flat earthers, telling in their channels that we should not use the expression poles, we should not use the expression hemispheres, we should not use this or that, putting a lot of rubbish into your heads, a lot of prejudice. This is called prejudice, creating prejudice in your heads, making you uncomfortable about using certain expressions, because certain expressions will relate to a ball. And this is all prejudice that these flat earthers on the internet, claiming to be flat earthers, they're putting in your heads, right? They're all Freemasons as well. Shills, as they say in English. I say North Center. No problem if you say North Pole. It's just prejudice that some flat earthers put in your head. Some people on the internet, they put this in your head, for you not to use certain expressions because it relates to a ball. It's prejudice, and prejudice, my friend, is the first sign of ignorance. Prejudice. It's a pole. It's a pole, right? Just like the pole dancing, it's called a pole because you can dance around it. It's a pole. Any point is a pole. If there is a point, there's a pole. Simple. Don't be afraid of using certain expressions, man. This is fear that other flat earthers put in your heads. And these other flat earthers, they have revealed themselves. They're not flat earthers. They're all system disguised as flat earthers. Lots of people from the Freemasons lodges pretending to be flat earthers, and they influence you negatively with rubbish in your minds, wiping your mind again. Basically, you've woken up and you want new information. So you come to the internet looking for new information from people like me, people who are real flat earthers. And you believe they are real flat earthers as well, and so did I. I also followed all of them. I still follow most of them. But I can tell you, these people, they only put rubbish in our minds with new rubbish. Who is talking about the circumnavigation of iron flat earth? Who? They all know about it. They all know, especially the Brazilians. They all know about it. And they follow No Fanfare's channel. David Wise follows No Fanfare's channel. Why isn't he talking about the circumnavigation? Who else follows No Fanfare? Many people follow No Fanfare, and they all react to No Fanfare's videos. They all show now, because of the TFE, everybody reacted to No Fanfare because No Fanfare was the first in the English-speaking world, or one of the first, to put videos about the fraud. So they all reacted to No Fanfare. So they all follow No Fanfare. All the big channels of Flat Earth follow No Fanfare. They all know about the circumnavigation because I spoke about the navigation. But who is talking about the circumnavigation? There is right now, in live time, there is a boat with Admiral Byrd of the 21st century. There is an Admiral Byrd of the 21st century with a transponder this time, doing a live navigation, and nobody is talking about it. All these flat earthers, and they know it, they are not talking about it. I am the only one talking about it, and No Fanfare put a video in his channel as well about it, with me speaking about it. So all these people who put these ideas in your minds, they are bigger flat earthers who have a lot of time to be on the internet influencing your head with rubbish, giving you theories, that there are lands into the other side of the dome. Outside the dome, there are other lands, like other theories that nobody knows if it's true or not, and they are, irrelevant because we don't know what's outside the dome. But they keep putting this rubbish into your minds, because the moon is nobody knows the moon. Nobody can go there. It's impossible to talk about the moon. They should be a bit more honest and say, look, it's just theories. We don't know. But no, they keep saying, no, the moon is a map of the earth. And they put it deeply into your head. These people, they're not flat earthers. They're all Freemasons as well, putting more rubbish because you want information. Now that you know it's a flat earth, you want to know about the flat earth. So they're telling you about the flat earth. They're telling you, oh, the flat earth is like this. The moon is a mirror to No, of course not. They should be more honest and say, look, I don't know what the moon is. But no, they put it in your heads that they know it is like that, and there are lands and like rubbish into your heads, But good information about, for example, the circumnavigation, they don't put in your head, They do not put this information in your head, and it's on purpose. And they also follow my channel now, right? They are also following me. David Wise, he knows me very well. He has shared my videos in English, my videos in North and Fair's channel. They're in English. He shared in his app there. So he knows me. He knows my content. He knows the reality about the ocean. He knows that there are springs injecting water in the oceans. He knows that there are holes sucking the water off the ocean. He knows that very well. Why does he not talk about it? Yep. Why not? The answer is very clear. These people are shills. And there are so many. And they are just putting rubbish into the heads of the flat earthers, including the North Pole expression. Yeah, you should not use this expression because it doesn't relate to the flat earth. Who are these people to say what we should or not say? Who am I to tell you what you should or not do? They're shills. Let's see here. I need to check out the circumnavigation ship. Let's talk more. So the ship. Okay, let's put again the map here. Let's put also the media. The media talked a lot about it, man. The media talked a lot about it. I'm gonna share the Google. Here, let me go to the Google again. Let me put here. Let me share first the screen, and then you can see my search as well. Everyone in Brazil knows about it. All the Brazilian flat earthers should be speaking about it. I am the only one. So all the Brazilian flat earthers, who are they? Like what side are they on? What kind of information do they want to put for their public? They want to put that the moon is a mirror. They want to put that there are lands outside the dome. They want to put that just rubbish. Just rubbish, just new rubbish, because you don't believe the previous rubbish. You don't believe the rockets anymore. You don't believe the globe anymore. So you believe now that it's flat. So you want to know about the flat earth. So they're telling you about the flat earth. They're telling you new rubbish. Obviously, the system wants you to know rubbish only. They don't want you to know the truth, man. So the system dressed a lot of people, as YouTubers. And these YouTubers, they are telling you about the flat earth. That's what's happening, man. Let's share the screen here. Let's share my Google. Let's do here a research about Jefferson Cardia Simões. Oops. Simões. Circumnavigação. Let's put here, and there's lots of information. There are videos now because he did send some videos, not live, obviously not live. Okay, if he shows live. So here you have websites of universities. This is my university. Okay, websites of my university, other different universities. This is a different university. Here, lots of information on many sites about the circumnavigation. Here, circumnavigation. Here. There's lots of information on the big media here. Circumnavigation, look, everybody's speaking in Portuguese, okay? This is all in Portuguese. If I go to the next page, there will be more, okay? Here, different universities speaking about it, okay? Lots of information, everyone knows about it, including the people who claim that the earth is a ball. These people are also YouTubers and they also follow our channels. They also know lots of information. Nobody is speaking about it, whether they are with the ball or with the flat. Nobody's speaking about it, and they all know. They all know about it. Nobody's speaking about it. I am the only one speaking about it. Okay? Thanks, you are a real one. I am a real one. I work hard. I come to the internet like once a month. I don't have time. These people that have 24 hours, they live here because it's a mission for them. They get their money from elsewhere. They don't have to worry about money. There is money coming for them. They don't have to worry about making money. They don't have to worry about making money. They have all the time. Podcasts, internet, videos, editing videos takes a long time. To edit my videos takes a long time. These people have plenty of time. And they have plenty of time to influence your heads and put in your heads new rubbish. Because you want new information. Since you know it's flat, you want to know what the flat is, what the earth is about. So they're telling you. Oh, it's convex. Some people in Brazil say it's convex. It's not flat. It's flat in the water, but it's convex. So basically, it's convex but flat. Who are these? They're just creating confusion. They're creating confusion because they don't want to tell you more than you already know. You already know it's flat, so they're not going to tell you more. They're not going to tell you, for example, why we have earthquakes. They're not going to tell you why the moon. They're not going to tell you the relationship between the moon and the earthquakes. The relationship between the moon and the tides, for example. They're not going to tell you that. They're going to tell you that the moon pulls the water. If they're flat earthers, they're going to say that the sun propels the water through magnetism. They're going to tell you this. They're going to come up with whatever rubbish they can. But they're not going to tell you the truth. The relationship between the moon and the earthquakes or the volcanoes or the tides. It's all interconnected. It's all related. They're not going to tell you, right? I'm going to tell you, right? I am the one who's going to tell you that. Not today, though, right? So this circumnavigation is a circumnavigation of the continents, right? They clearly are circumnavigating the continents because of the movements of the boats and also the movement of the aircraft. There is nothing else to discuss. Whoever wants to claim that the Earth is a globe is definitely directly with the Freemasons and their system, trying to put this into the heads of the people by hook or by crook. By hook or by crook. They have removed their gloves and they went into a direct fight. They have revealed who they are. These people who are on the YouTube, even those who are not talking about the cosmology. There are many people talking about economy, talking about creationism. There are lots of people talking about creationism on the internet. But when asked about the shape of the Earth, they say it's a ball. They all say it's a ball. And they all know it's not. Because it's written in the Bible that it's not. So they're there defending the creationism. Look, it's creationism. We were made from the mud. God is real. It's all... But the deluge happened on the ball. So they know very well it's not a ball. These people are not ignorant. People on the internet, they all know what the flat earth is about. They all know the flat earth channels. They all know that the earth is flat. But they're saying to the people it's a ball because they really want to keep the people who don't know that it's flat, they want to keep them misinformed. Now, those who have flat earth channels, what they do is the opposite. They say it's flat. Yes, it's flat. It's flat, but the moon is like that. It's flat, but outside the dome there are lands. It's flat, but it's convex. It's flat, but there's the sun. Now, some flat earthers are trying to explain the midnight sun in Antarctica. They know very well it doesn't exist. Okay, all these people dressed as flat earthers, disguised as flat earthers, they know very well that it was frauded. They are not stupid. Actually, they are some of the most intelligent people that you have met, that I have met, people that we follow. They know very well it was a fraud and it doesn't exist. But they're there. No, let's explain. Here you have the model here. If we put some light, you will see on the other side of the dome, you will see a reflex. So that explains the sun there. So basically these people, they are defending the fraud. They are... They have revealed themselves. There are lots of people, not just in the English-speaking world, in the Brazilian world as well, in all languages. I'm pretty sure that in all languages, I can speak 5 languages, and I have watched flat Earth channels in many languages, and I can tell you there are lots of shills in all countries and continents, pretending to be flat earthers, and now they are trying to explain what doesn't exist. They know it doesn't exist. They know it's night there. They know that there is nothing to explain, but they're explaining. So these people, they are the system, and they are trying to create confusion in your heads, put more rubbish in your heads, and put rubbish in the heads of those people who haven't yet understood very well the situation. They are creating confusion. But tell the truth, really, they don't want to tell. Tell that it was a fraud and that there is no sun, they don't want to tell. And obviously, they're not going to. Some of them are now being compelled to it because they've been revealed, especially David Wise. David Wise is there trying to defend the fraud, trying to debunk the flat earthers. The flat earthers are accusing the fraud, and he is defending. No, it's not a fraud. He has videos trying to debunk the flat earthers. So we don't need him anymore. Like, he has revealed himself. Thank you very much for sharing my videos, but David Wise is not a flat earther. He is a shill. He is with the Freemasons, and he is capable of doing the same as the other did. He's capable of doing the same. He's capable of saying, look, there is no smoke in my mouth. There is no smoke. Wait a second. Shut off the camera. Okay, he shut off the camera. Oops. How do I shut off my camera? Here. Shut off the camera. I'll be back in a minute. And then when he comes back, you got it now? You got it now? So he is capable of doing the same. These people are psychopaths. They are with the system, against you, against humanity, against our families, trying to control a conversation that has lost control a long time ago. They are trying to control a debate that has lost control long time ago. They're trying to control the debate, trying to control the information. Basically, the information is very clear. There is no midnight sun. It was frauded, and there is no midnight sun. And that proves, and that ends the conversation. That is really a final experiment. But no, what he is doing, and what the other ones are doing as well, in all languages, including in Brazil, is trying to continue the blah, blah, blah. Trying to continue and try to keep the conversation here only to the channels, not to bring it to the big media. To the big media, what they bring is that, oh, the flat earther said it's, oh, I was wrong. They put the guy there who pretends to be a flat earther. Jaron also dressed as flat earther, right? And he said, oh, I was wrong. Sorry, it's really a globe. That's what they're doing in the big media. They don't want to put in the big media, in the big media, the reality, and that's what they're doing together. These people who claim to be flat earthers and those people who claim that it's a ball, they all know very well that it's a flat earth. They both know very well because they are not real people. They are not real globers. People with channels saying that it's a ball, they are not real. They are all with the Freemasons. Good morning, Fake Flip. The world is flat. Have a nice day. Yes, Cyclic. I am very behind in the stream, but your English is great, bro. Accusing the shape of Earth, my bro, is a thesaurus. Okay, yeah, later you listen again. Stay here. Don't go back. Later you listen again. Okay? What's up now? David Wise here. John Tennant. I think John Tennant is English, right? I'm new to your channel, John Tennant. I still don't know you very well. But David Wise would not even say the earth is flat or just... Yeah, I don't know much, to be honest, John Tennant. In the English-speaking world, I don't know much because I follow the Portuguese-speaking world. The flat earth in Brazil is much more intense with discoveries that are way beyond the discoveries that you have made in the English-speaking world. The scientists there in Brazil, they know much more. They have been to the equator line already. We have done the experiments on the equator line. We know what happens on the equator during the equinox. We know what happens between Japan and Brazil because Japan and Brazil, they are on the ball model. On the ball model, they are antipodes. They are exactly contrary to each other on the ball. So we have done experiments with the Japanese, Brazilian flat earthers living in Japan. There are many. I live in England, but there are many Brazilians who live in Canada, in Japan, in the United States. There are Brazilians living everywhere. So we gathered with the Brazilian movement of flat earth, and we did these experiments. We did live Brazilian people and Japanese people live. Everybody live. They came here on the transmission on my channel, on my previous channel. This is a new channel because the previous one got strikes. It's a new one. So on the previous channel, I did live transmission at the correct time when it's sunrise in Brazil and sunset in Japan. At that time, I put the live transmission and I put links. So the Japanese joined the live and the Brazilians joined the live. And we both, everybody, saw the sun on both places for 1 hour. So for 1 hour, John Tannen, the Japanese, they see the sun above horizon, and the Brazilian also see the sun above horizon for 1 hour during certain days, especially during the June solstice. During this time, it's even better to do this experiment. So we've done lots of experiments. So the Brazilian flat earth movement is very advanced, in my opinion, more advanced than the English-speaking movement. So I don't know much about the English-speaking movements, but so I don't know much what was said, what David Wise said, what he did, but he is clearly defending the fraud, defending the final experiment as a legit. So no, we can all see that it's nobody is stupid. Nobody is stupid. So he's pretending to be stupid. No. Here, Palkis said, Wise admitted many times he would take the money. Yeah, I don't know what he said. I don't know much what he said. I thought he was a flat earther, but he is clearly not a flat earther. He's with the Freemasons as well. He could have done the same as the other did. He could have gone there and said, look, yes, it's midnight here. Yes, the earth is a ball. He could have done the same. Let me see more here. Yeah, I found out about this starting with geocentrics. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see more. John Tennant said, yes, I am. Yeah, you're English, right? Clightning is on the live as well. Clightning. So here you are in English for you, Clightning, this time from Saskatchewan. Clightning said, fake flip from Saskatchewan. I am beside Mikey Smith, Horizon to Leopold. I don't know this person. I don't know everyone in the English-speaking world. Yeah, so basically that's it. Whoever is trying to explain leprechaun, basically the sun in Antarctica doesn't exist. Now we know. For many years, people considered the possibility for this to be a real phenomenon. So we needed to know. And so what people did was they went there and they frauded the sun. So thank you very much. Now we know it doesn't exist. So the only thing I'm sure now is that it doesn't exist. So if I suddenly came here to you and said, no, let's explain this, the midnight sun. We put a dome here, right? We put a dome, and if I shine some light on the dome, the other side of the dome will reflect the light. So that explains there is some light over there. If I do this to you guys, please unsubscribe. Please. If I do this to you, I will be defending that the fraud was not a fraud, that they actually did everything there and everything is real. If I do that, I'm going to be saying that all those 15 members of Freemasonry and the government agencies who pretend to be YouTubers, right? They are real YouTubers like me. I'm going to be assuming that those people are legitimate, and they're not. Their money does not come from hard work like mine. Their money comes from our pockets, right? That's where the money comes from, of these people in the government. You know, the people who were our presidents, our generals, our scientists, their money comes from my pocket, right? And they're pretending to be YouTubers, right? They're not. Maurício chegando aí. When will the live be in Japanese? Yeah. So Maurício is a Brazilian flat earther living in Japan, and with him we did the experiment. He's asking, when will I speak Japanese? Sorry, I don't expect, not anytime soon, to be speaking in Japanese. Often in podcast, he repeated the idea: if they offer me a luxurious beach house and money to live flat Earth, I don't think I'd say no. The truth is, he already has it. The truth is, they already have it. It's we have to stop being naive, you know. We have to stop being naive. These people, they already have it. They are already in it. For you to reach such level of perversity, you know, because these people, they are perversed. You know, for you to get perverted, it's quite a long process. You know, the devil works in a way that in order to pervert your soul, it's not very easy. There are two types of perverts: those naturally born in a perverted family, which is a satanic family, right? And this is real. This does exist, especially here in England. We have satanic neighborhoods where they have satanic schools, where everything seems to be a normal school for our children. We go there and put our children together there, but they have groups of satanic children. They are called special children, and they do satanic things. And these satanic things is very, very complicated to even talk about because it involves sodomy. Basically, the kids who are born in a family like that, they are sodomized from birth by their own families. It's complicated, you know. And when they have their babies in the future, they grow up, they become adults, they have their children, they sodomize their children. So that's how the devil gets their soul to be perverted and inverted. That's how hypocrisy is made, with an inversion of everything that is correct. So we have 10 commandments, and the hypocrisy is the opposite of that. So basically, hypocrisy is the tool of the devil. So in order for you to become a hypocrite and consider hypocrisy to be correct, you have to be inverted and perverted. And this is done through sodomy. There are two types of Satanists: those who are born like that and they have no choice. They have no choice. You know, I'm really sorry about the Satanist families. There are so many. They have no choice. They were born in a Satanist family. For them, everything that is wrong is right. And for them, there is nothing you can do to change their mind. They are naturally, from birth, really inverted and perverted. And for them, they're capable of killing you and thinking it's normal. For them, they are capable of slaughtering a baby and drinking the blood of that baby. And for them, that's the correct thing to do. But there is a second type of Satanist. That's a person who converts into Satanism. These people, they're people like you and us, people like normal. They're normal. They are born normal. But at a certain point in their lives, they accept a proposal. But for them to get into the proposal, they have to accept the rules of the game. And the rules of the game include hypocrisy. So hypocrisy means the opposite of the morality. Everything that's moral is acceptable, but everything that is then hypocrisy is immoral. So that includes all the opposite of the commandments. So basically that includes murdering is correct, lying is correct, what else? Betraying is correct, frauding is correct. So everything is the opposite for them should be correct. So for you to get into this level of perversity, it's only through sodomy. And that's very shameful. Really, really shameful. Nobody is proud to say, look, I was sodomized. Nobody's proud to say that. But that's what happens to these Freemasons, right? They have to go through that. They have to go through a process of an initiation that is really shameful. And that includes our presidents. They are also in these things, you know. Our generals. It's really a shame, a shame. And that includes some flat earthers. Right? People who sell their souls really to go against humanity, trying to do whatever they can, you know, to control a conversation that has lost control long ago. You know, this conversation about the shape of Earth has lost control long time. Lost control long time ago. But they went and they have a lot of money. The system, it's our money. It's the money of the people. You know, for them to put lots of people on the internet pretending to be normal to try and control a conversation. It's not going to happen. It's lost control. It's not going to happen. You know, it's too many people who have woken up and too many people who can start their channels and start speaking about this and who speak in their natural, normal day, every day with their family members, their co-workers. Everybody knows what I talk about here. I don't hide it from anyone. I'm not ashamed of what I believe. Now they are ashamed of what they do in their lodges, because what they do in their lodges is so shameful that no one can see. really shameful what they do in their lodges, for them to get perverted like that, for them to go into a level of going into Antarctica, fraud everything, and say it's real, lying like that to the whole humanity, to children, to families, to the whole world, trying to deceive the whole world. For you to get into this level, you need to be completely perverted, you know. So these people, I don't want to talk to them. You know, these people, they're perverts. It's useless, pointless to speak to people in such level of perversity. Somebody new here. Conscious truth. Great to hear you speaking the truth. All right. Some new people here. What else? Here, Palk is saying, yep, I listened and questioned it. I didn't want to believe it, but I sort of knew his character seemed too perfect. Yeah, I also thought he was legit, because they can pretend. They pretend quite well. You know, the same goes for the Brazilians. They can pretend really well. You know, but when their colleagues do something, and the same happened in Brazil, right? In Brazil, we had also an experiment, and the experiment was done by people who I believed were with me. So we gathered together, me and them, and we went to the equator line. So that was the experiment that we did. So every time there is an experiment, you can be sure that the tares will be exposed from the wheat, because they will have to defend each other. They will have to defend as real, or something they will have to do. Like in Brazil, what happened was that the guy who went there, and I thought he was a real flat earther, he betrayed me in the middle of the experiment. And the people with him, who I also thought, there was one guy who went to the equator line, and other people stayed. Like me, I stayed, you know, and we only watched the experiment. But the people who stayed also betrayed me. They also betrayed me. So it was very clear to me that these people, they are not with the flat earth. They are with, they are trying to control. You know, they are trying to control, put a new narrative, but not the truth, but a new narrative, a narrative that they can control. So that's what these people are doing in all countries, you know, trying to explain the sun now. That's going to be a new narrative that they can control. They can't control. There is no sun. They can control among themselves, among their channels. But if there is a real channel in between, like mine, like No Fin Fairs, like yours here, like Clything, like Iron Flat Earth, you're real channels. They cannot control you, you know. So you can speak, but you're small. You never grew up like they did, because nobody helped you grow up, you know. So what I will do here is what I can. I'm going to say that your channel is a real flat earth channel, so please subscribe to the real ones. I subscribed to your channel. I subscribed to Joe Tennant here. I am following you guys now, because I can see you are like me, you know. And I unsubbed from all the other big ones, because the big ones, they're not real. Big one. Well, some of them are, but most of them are not. Most of them, they get big because they help each other. They only invite themselves. They only promote themselves. They don't promote you. The same happened in Brazil. They don't promote me. Obviously not. Obviously not. Thank you. Yes, 100%. That's it, man. Well, about Antarctica. In the previous live in Portuguese, I also spoke about other frauds that happen in Antarctica. So there is the fraud of the sun, but there's the fraud of the marathon. The fraud of the marathon has very little to do with the shape of Earth. Has very little to do with the you know, the globe narratives, that it's a globe, that it's a globe. But I think it has to do with the narratives of the Antarctic Treaty. I think they're trying to tell the world that it's okay to go there, when it's not. Only liars can go there. Only people who are up to lying can go to Antarctica. Good people like you and me cannot go. If we try to purchase a ticket to go, they will not sell it to us. If you go to the websites of cruises to Antarctica, first you have to apply. You cannot just buy it, like buying a ticket to, I don't know, to the United States, a ticket to Brazil. A ticket to Brazil, I go and buy my ticket and I fly. I don't have to prove or anything or explain anything. But for you to go to Antarctica, if you go to the cruise pages, first thing they ask who you are. First you have to identify yourself. They don't just sell. There's not a button for you to buy a ticket. You cannot buy the ticket. First you have to explain things. And why is that? Because first they have to know if you're going to lie with them. First, the Freemasons, they need to know whether or not you're going to lie. Because all the people there, they lie. It's not just about the sun that they lied. They lie about the marathon as well. So I was checking about the marathon because I have seen many marathons in my life. I have seen a lot, you know. And marathons, they are really a tough, very tough challenge. Those who get to finish the marathon, they're winners on its own, by itself. Finished winner. Even if you finish at last, still you're a winner, because it is really, really a challenge to the human body. Now, a marathon in normal conditions is already hard enough, even for those who practice and train for it for months, years sometimes, getting ready for it. It's hard enough even wearing a jersey, you know, wearing a light shirt, wearing a, you know, shorts, wearing very light clothes, breathing warm air, running on comfortable shoes like Nikes, on hard surface like on a hard tarmac. It's hard enough. Now, in those conditions, in the Antarctica, the conditions there are completely the opposite. First, you cannot dress normally. You have to dress completely. You know, you have to wear goggles as well, or whatever, glasses. It's because it's sunny or whatever. You have to wear jackets, cover your head, because it's cold. You have to breathe cold air, which is much more difficult because it's cold, it's dense, it's a heavy air. It's much more difficult to inhale dense air. The same happens in altitude. It's difficult to breathe a dense air because it's cold. It's difficult. And also it's not a firm tarmac. You are running on snow. It's almost like sand. So the conditions are even much worse. So the physical preparation for you to run a marathon in those conditions, they're even worse. So I don't believe the marathons that they are trying to make us believe that they do in Antarctica. Those marathons are a lie. And so that again opens the question, who can go to Antarctica? Who can go? Because those people who went there clearly lying. Let's see some marathons today. I have met some of these people. They're very weird. They're weird saying that we're weird. Basically, these people on the internet saying that the earth is a ball, they're saying that the flat earthers are weird. They're the ones who are weird. Even channels like Bro Sanchez, I don't know again, his channel is verified with tons of subs, deleted a bunch of videos. Yeah, I don't know, right? I don't know. What I can tell you is about the Spanish flat earther. So there is a Spanish flat earther, very famous, like 500,000 people subbed. This guy had a quarrel with the Brazilian flat earther there. Very recently, they called each other and they yelled at each other. Why? Why are they so nervous all of a sudden after this fraud experiment? They're all nervous because they've been exposed. They're all exposed. We all now know, every real flat earther now knows who the fake flat earthers are. Very simple. That's why they're all so nervous. What else here? Let me see. Somebody speaking with me here. Somebody? Nobody? Nobody? Let's see the last comment here. Supposedly a race was run at Union Glacier Camp the day before the TF. Well, I don't know when it was done. I don't know where, but it's clearly a fraud. Let's have a look, because you've all seen marathons. Everyone has seen. And if you go to YouTube channel, put there marathon finish, and you will see videos of the marathon finishes in different parts of the world, in different times, different people, different sexes, women, men. When they get to the end, no matter if they're the winner or they're the last, they're all, yeah, I made it. And their interviews, they are done in a very difficult way because they can't breathe. They usually don't even give interviews because the interview is going to be like that. And some of the people, when they get to the end, sometimes they're dying. People have to help them. They faint. It's really, really, really hard. And in normal conditions, now Antarctica is not normal conditions, and still what you're going to see is people finishing a marathon and still speaking and not sweat at all, and still giving an interview, reasoning correctly, because even the reasoning of the people, when they finish the marathons, they cannot reason well. Even their brains, they're affected. They cannot think properly. We're going to be seeing that. Fake flip. My thumbnail is an image of a real star Sirius taken by Mike Smith opposed. It has a green coil, white. I've seen that in the channel of the guy. I think the name is Mike Smith, right? Yeah, I think I've seen that, but I'm still new to it. So I saw that he got a video of that star, but I don't know much about stars. My channel is about oceanography. But I saw that. Yeah, I saw the star. Very different shape of the star. Changing. So the stars, they apparently they change shapes. I don't know what the stars are, but they are clearly, they change. Right? I don't know what the stars are. And it doesn't really matter much. Is the Spanish channel called Exponiendo la Verdad? No. That's I'll share here with you. I'll share 1 second here. Let me share here the channel of the guy. Let's put here. Oliver Ibanez. This channel here. It's a huge channel. This guy here. It's a huge channel. I don't know what he's saying there. I don't know if he's defending. But it's a huge channel because I don't follow him. All I know is that he had a quarrel. He had a quarrel with a gaucho from my city there, from my area. A gaucho flat earther. They had a quarrel after the experiment. So that accuses again what's going on. They're all nervous, they're all very nervous. But I don't know if this Spanish guy is legit or not. He seems to be a shill, right? Because you can see that all the videos, if you observe the channel again, look, if you observe his channel, he doesn't have any video saying that it was a fraud. He has here a video saying famous flat earther abandons flat earth. That's the video that he has. Basically, he is doing what the media is doing. He's saying exactly what the media are saying, but nothing else. All the other videos are about other things. He has no more. Oh, here, terraplanist flat earthers travel to Antarctica. Impact. I don't know what he's saying. I would have to see the videos to see what he is saying, But basically, he doesn't have anything saying that it was a fraud, I don't know if he has. I would have to watch his videos to see but it seems like he is saying the same as the media are saying. If you go to the media, let's see what the media are saying. It seems like he's saying the same thing, that the famous flat earther now said that it's a ball. It's what the media is saying. So I mean, how can I trust these flat earthers? How can I trust these flat earthers? Anyone saying or trying to explain it, or saying that not saying what needs to be said. There is no sun. It was a fraud, and there is no sun. And the people who went, they are not real YouTubers. The people who went are with the system. They are with CIA. These people, they are seriously with the system because they went above the laws to get there. To get to Antarctica and do science projects in Antarctica, there is a lot of laws and regulations to do it. So these people, they accused who they are. They are not the regular Jack and John. These people are with the CIA. These people are with the, organizations that are really directly hiding the shape of Earth from humanity. We got here more people arriving. We got here King Nico. I follow King Nico now. I learned about King Nico through No Fanfare. I got to your channel, King Nico. Thank you very much for being here in Fake Flip as well. Okay, I didn't know your channels. I'm learning about, especially the real flat earthers, because I knew the fake ones. The fake ones, they're big, they're known, so I got to know who they are. But the real ones, we don't get to know who you are because you don't get promoted. Like me, I was never promoted by those Brazilian shills as well. Who else here? John Tennant is saying, that is unfocused star. Yeah, I don't know which star it is, but it's a very, very strange shape, really. I don't know much about stars. You know, my focus is oceanography. Sun and moon must be projected. I don't know. I didn't understand what you're talking about. Let's see what else here. Conscious Truth is saying, Jaron could not even read a compass. Of course they can. Oh, Conscious Truth. Of course they can. They can, and they know, and they are not stupid at all. These people are some of the most intelligent people you can even think of. You know? These people are some of the smartest people on earth. Don't be fooled. Okay? They are really just pretending a situation, trying to control a conversation that has lost control a long time ago. They are from NASA, these people. They are from CIA, these people. They are from the system, these people. You know? Disguised as YouTubers. You have to wake up as well, you know? Palki said, oh, Ibanez, he has a video with the Spanish I asked about. Yeah, seems to be a shill as well. I don't know. I would have to listen to the content. I haven't listened. But because of the quarrel he had with the Brazilian shill, then I would say so. You know? He had a quarrel with the Brazilian shill. Okay? Who else here? Lightning saying, John Tennant, I am with Mikey only 3 times over a year. Well, then I don't know what you're doing there, your experiments. I would have to be involved. Chegando aí, Vitor Lima. Desculpa, Vitor Lima. Em inglês hoje. It's English today, I'm sorry. Good people have a very hard time imagining the evil these people are capable of. Yeah, they have to go through a preparation in order to become so perverted. And this preparation is very, very shameful. Very shameful, really. You know, the people who should be mocked is the Freemason. They are the ones to be mocked because they have to go through very immoral processes in order to be accepted. You are right, brother. Thank you, King Nico. We will change all that now. Hashtag done. That's King Nico's hashtag. Hashtag done. I agree, Nico. Done. There's no more conversation. There is no way you can even talk to these people. These people, they have to be talked about, but not talked to. They're not normal. These people are the system. These people are NASA, CIA. These people are the people hiding the truth from our families, disguised as normal people. They are disguised as the hardworking John, the hardworking Jack. They are not the hardworking people. These people, they are with the system. Their money comes from there. And that's how they get so much free time to be everywhere, podcasts, lives, editing videos and everything. They have plenty of time to grow their channels. They have plenty of time to become influential. Of course they have the time. Of course. They are not the regular John. They don't pay the taxes like we do. They don't have to work hard and get up very early like we do. These people, they are the system, pretending to be YouTubers. And that exposes all the other YouTubers, because who are the other YouTubers saying that the earth is a ball? Are they really that stupid? No. No one is stupid. Nobody is stupid. These people saying that the earth is a ball. Many people defending creationism, saying that the earth is a ball. Oh, it's creationism, but it's a ball. They are not stupid. They are with the system. Okay? Nobody is stupid. I am the voice in Mikey's video, John Tennant. All right. So, yeah, I am new to your channels, guys, because your channels, they were never promoted. Your channels have never been promoted. You never grew. You stayed small. And that's exactly what they are doing. They are growing their channels and making yours small. And usually making fight amongst you and the other flat earthers. Usually making fights. They did the same in Brazil. Making fights. Dividing us. And obviously we will fight. And obviously I will fight them. Obviously I will accuse these people are shills. And the moment that you accuse one of a shill or not, you fight. Because you like the other shill. So you don't believe that they're shills. Oh, I don't believe you're... So they stop watching you. When the truth is that you're right. The guys, they're shills. When you say that the guy is shills. Of course. Of course they are. So many. Actually, most of them are. Because who has time to be here? Who has the time to be on the internet? Nobody has. It's my day off today. It's my day off today. These people, they have plenty of time. On my channel, I showed proof of NASA Apollo mission Earth photos being fake. 100% evidence. After that, my channel was shadow banned. Yeah, and then you get these people who pretend to be flat earthers, right? And they say the same as you. They have in their channels also dozens of videos saying that NASA is fake. NASA is fake, NASA is fake, NASA is fake. But the TFE is real. Come on. Let's explain the sun. No, let's explain the sun. We put here a dome, we put a light, and we explain the sun because there is a reflex on the other side. Come on, there is no sun to explain. There is no leprechauns don't exist. We don't need to explain the leprechauns. We don't need to explain the reproduction of leprechauns. We don't need to explain the eating habits of the leprechauns because they don't exist. It's the same for the sun. We don't need to explain the midnight sun because it doesn't exist. There is no midnight sun to explain. These people are shills. Just trying to create confusion and trying to control a conversation. And because they have much more influence, because they have much bigger channels and they go to podcasts, they are the one who can keep saying this rubbish. They are the ones who can keep spreading this rubbish of the midnight sun. So the normal people will listen to that. And yeah, there's the midnight sun. These people are trying to explain why there's the midnight sun. There's nothing to explain. These flat earthers are crazy. That's what they want. I'm sorry for them. They're going to be exposed. I'm sorry for them. Of course I will expose. Of course. I am a real flat earther. And so are you here on your channels, in English-speaking channels. Jaron was even still putting out NASA is fake videos. Yeah, they say NASA is fake, but the TFE is real. Basically, that's it. Basically, that's it. And the same goes for other channels. There's a channel in Brazil, for example. The guy, he's not stupid. Okay, he's a physicist. He's not stupid, but he says that Earth is a ball, but is a different ball. He says that it's a ball stopped, a stationary ball. He's also not stupid. He also knows it's flat. He also knows, including he knows my content for sure, and he knows other people's contents as well. And he's not stupid. But he keeps telling the people that no, Earth is a ball, but it's a stationary ball. And then he drags the attention of people into this other deception. So the YouTube is filled with people from the system trying to drag people into whatever deception they can, but not the truth. So they either come up with new deceptions, new narratives, and that's what they do in the Flat Earth channels. Or in the Globe channels, they come up with the same old narratives because the people still believe. But then there are some channels like his who talk about a different narrative. No, it's like Galileo said. It's a ball, but it's stopped, ignoring completely the reality. Also, these people, they're also with the system. Lots of them. Even the people who are not speaking about Earth. There are people speaking about economics. There are people speaking about creationism. Again, they're all unanimous that it's a ball. They're not stupid also. There are people defending the Bible. There are pastors defending the Bible, defending creationism. But they say it's a ball. And they are also not stupid. Nobody is. They're clearly with the system. And it's all exposed because of the TFE. Because the TFE got a bunch of YouTubers, highly influential, with channels with like 500,000 people. And did this, showed that they're all with NASA, all with CIA, whatever agencies these people work for. These people, they don't work for themselves. They are not self-employed on YouTube. Okay, for you to pass over the laws to do science in Antarctica, for you to go to the over the laws, because there are tough laws, to get a project, a science project, to be executed in Antarctica like that. That's an astronomic project, an astronomy project. For you to get that to be approved by your university first, it's already difficult. Then it needs to be approved by the Antarctic Authority of your country. It's all very difficult as well. And finally, it needs to be approved by the 74 other countries, part of the treaty. They need to approve that in Madrid, in the Protocol of Madrid. For you to get these 3 approvals, it's very difficult. Okay, where is the approval? Where did these people get the approval? Where is the process done? Nothing. They are above the law. They are clearly above the law. So these people, they are CIA, claiming to be YouTubers. Claiming to be YouTubers. Huh. Here, Dans la Musique said, I think TFE was filled with bait. I think we should just wait for them to play their entire hand, all the footage, then figure out what happened. For me, it doesn't even matter what happened. We can clearly see it's a fraud. Now, how they frauded, it's a different story. Okay, you want to know how they frauded. You want to know how they did it. Okay, fine. But it's needless to know. We don't need to know how they frauded. All we need to know is that it was a fraud and there's no sun. Okay. Now, how they frauded, I don't really care. They frauded. Okay, they frauded. They went to different locations. Now, the other location, it's not the camp. Now, it can be a studio, yeah. It can be a place outdoors there, yeah. But it's not the camp. So it's a different location. So the moment that you have a different location, you have a fraud, because we don't know the location and we don't know what time it is in the location. Now, it's true that the location is also very funny, because the location doesn't have code. It's not code when they speak. The location has funny lighting because the shadows are also funny. The location has funny snow because there's no footprints on the snow. The location has gaps in the video. The video, you can clearly see in some places that the video has a partition on like it was assembled. So the location is highly questionable as well. But just because it is a different location is enough for me to know it's a fraud. Because I have done experiments like that. We together, me and my other fellow flat earthers, we went to the equator line live as well. So I've done experiments like that. I know what is a real live and what is something frauded. And that was something frauded because it was not done in the same place. It was done in another place. So the other place can be a studio or it can be a real place. In either case, it's a fraud. In either case. So you want to know how they frauded. Okay, fine. But we don't need to know that. It's clearly a fraud. And these people, they have revealed that they are clearly very powerful. They are not YouTubers. They are our government. They are our leaders. They work for our agencies that should take care of us. These people are psychopaths and they have to be talked about. Okay, people need to know who our leaders are. Our leaders are people capable of lying to the whole humanity through a fraud in our faces, in the faces of our families. Psychopaths. New people arriving here. Lord Brahma. I've been saying they worked for NASA or CIA since the beginning. Good, you see? Good. And your channel never grew up, right? I don't know if you do have a channel. It seems to me like a soft disclosure. TBH. Sorry, I don't know what TBH stands for. Fake Flip. What do you think about I don't even know who you're talking about. I'm sorry. I don't know much about the English-speaking world. I follow mostly the Portuguese-speaking channels. Hard to know how they did it exactly. Well, it's like the fake moon landing. It's hard to know how they did it, and it's useless to know how they did it. I don't really care how they did it. The humanity should not even worry about how they did it. All we need to know is it true or is it false? It's false. We can clearly see it's false because it's highly questionable. That's enough. Should be enough. Nothing else to talk about. Now we should talk about who did it, because these people are amongst us. They are roaming earth with us. You know, we have children who go to school, and we have people like these roaming free amongst us. People capable of anything in order to fool humanity. These people are capable of anything in order to fool humanity. So that's something that worries me. That worries me because I want to be able to go out, leave my children out playing in the park without worrying. You know, but there are people determined to hide the shape of Earth from humanity. And these people, they are capable of anything. If they are capable of going to Antarctica and forging the sun, they are capable of anything. You know, and who are they, right? Are they CIA? Are they NASA? Are they what? What agency do these people work for? They are not YouTubers. You know, I do not believe these people are YouTubers. Yes, expose all of them. They need to be talked about. You know, these people need to be talked about. Who the hell do they think they are to come and tell our families that we live on a ball by forging the ball? If it's not true, then do not forge it. You know, people want to know. People want science. So these people are enemies of science. The moment you forge a natural phenomenon, you are against science. These people, they have revealed themselves. Our system, NASA, CIA, whoever, agencies, United Nations, they are against science. And that puts a big question mark over the science agenda. That's why people do not believe science anymore. That's exactly why people do not believe science anymore, because our scientists are psychopaths capable of forging things. How about other sciences? Medicine, for example. Is it different? Of course not. So obviously there is a huge question mark over science at the moment, because our scientists, our people who are supposed to tell us where we live, how we live, that the sun exists, that this and that, these people forge science. So that's not science. These people are enemies of science. And this is also written on the Bible. This is also written there. These people, they take the key of knowledge and they don't let people get to the knowledge. They themselves, they don't want knowledge and they don't want the rest of the world to know. But we want the people to know. And we want to know ourselves. I also want to know where I live. I want to know where I came from and where I will go to. I want to know the sense of life. I want to know the sense of life. And I know the sense of life. Sense of life is salvation. We are born in order to obtain salvation. It's a big test of salvation. That is the purpose of life. It's to obtain salvation. So when God gives us our lives, God gives us the devil. Basically, he put the devil for this purpose, to try and really take us as far away as possible from God. God, when we are born and he blows the spirit in our soul into ourselves through our first breath, the moment we are born, we are given to the devil, so that the devil tries in all possible ways to take us away from God and to take us away from salvation and to take us into perdition. That's God's work, is to really test us if we really want to get rid of our hypocrisy, because we all have hypocrisies. If we are really willing to get rid of our hypocrisy and go into salvation and apologize to the ones we hurt and repair the mistakes we've made and really go into the salvation we really want to, if we really want to. Basically, the life is a huge test. That's the purpose of life. And that's what they want to hide from people, so that people don't understand. Because if people really seek salvation, then the system is lost. If people really go and let go of their hypocrisies and really do good things and really apologize for the mistakes they've made and sort the problems they've caused, if people really start doing it and acting morally, then the system is done. Then they're done, really. So obviously they don't want this to happen. Obviously that the devil doesn't want it to happen. The devil wants to keep the system of the devil. But God said that the devil has a time. There is a gap for the devil. And there will be 1,000 years without the devil. So there is nothing I can do for that. This is God's plans. I cannot change what's on the Bible. What's on the Bible is written there. There will be 1,000 years without devil, of freedom. I'm sorry for the devil. But this is the time for the people to say no to their hypocrisies and search for their salvation. This is the sense of life. Sense of life is salvation. And this is all about cosmology. The Bible begins with cosmology. The first information that God wants us to know is exactly where we live and how we live. The first information that we need in order to obtain salvation and get rid of our own hypocrisy is to understand our environment and to understand where the water comes from, because we are made of water. So we need to understand where the water comes from. This is the information that God gives us right in the beginning of the book. Definitely a very important topic for salvation of the soul. So no wonder why the system is so desperate, trying to make people not know about it, obviously. Okay, guys, I have come here to 2 hours and 10 minutes of live. I think it's pretty much long enough. Okay, it's also nearly school time, and I have to go pick up my kids at school. So it's gonna be 3 o'clock soon. It's 2:30 now. So I'm gonna start saying goodbye to you. Thank you very much for showing up. There are 29 people, about 30 people watched my live today. Only few people commented with me, so certainly lots of those shows listening to me here. Lots of the people from the Freemason lodges listening to what I say here. You know, and it's good they listen. It's very good they know we know who they are. I think it's very good they know that we know who they are now. Because for a long time, we didn't know who they were. They kept asking us, who is they, who is they? We know who they are. They're YouTubers now. Okay? They're YouTubers. The system is on the YouTube. You know, the CIA, NASA, MI16, they're on YouTube pretending to be the regular John, the regular Jack, to try and put more rubbish into the heads of the people who don't want the rubbish anymore. So 2 hours and 10 minutes is long enough already. Okay, let's start saying goodbye. Great show in chat. Thank you so much. Fake Flip Respect. Thank you so much, Lightning. Who else? Lord Brahma also appeared here. It's a lot more than 1,000 years. The Bible was also written by evil. Yeah, it's possible. It seems Jesus was actually Julius Caesar. This is theories that I really don't believe in this. Actually, many people want to put these theories in your head. There are many people who want to put these theories in your head. Be very careful, man. Be very careful. Because most of these people putting new theories, they're with the Freemason lodges as well. Okay? You should not be influenced. Should not be influenced. Do not be influenced, man. Jesus was Jesus. Julius Caesar was Julius Caesar. Different people, different times, different stories. You know, the Bible does not say that. Stick to the Bible. The Bible does not say that Jesus was Julius Caesar. Okay? Thunder and individual fireworks echo. Yeah, there's echo on earth. There's echo on earth. Of course, there's echo because it's shut, obviously. Keep up what you're doing. Thank you. I love you, brother. We watch the watchers. I love you. Você viu meu link? Não, não vi. José Roberto, não vi, também não te conheço aqui no canal, cara. Mas não vi o teu link. Tem um link aí no chat? Deixa eu subir o chat aí. Subindo o chat aqui, tá, cara? Procurando o teu nome aqui no chat. So he's asking me if I have seen the link he put. No, I didn't see the link. I don't know who you are. Nowadays, I'm so skeptical about the people who turn up here, José Roberto, that you could also be one of those shills just trying to cause problem and confusion. I didn't see the link. Put the link, let's see the link. So many people on the internet pretending to be something they're not. So many. No chat anterior, não teve chat anterior, esse é o único chat. I am not saying I believe the Julius Caesar thing, but the Vatican holds the truth. Oh yeah, sure, they hold the truth. Of course they hold the truth. The system wants to hold the truth. That's what they're doing in Antarctica. They are holding the truth. Oh, I said I was going to show the marathon. I forgot to show the marathon. But please just go to YouTube, type marathon in Antarctica, and watch the finish. Very, very simple. There was in this last edition, the 2024 edition, the winner was an Italian runner. He is an actual runner. He actually runs. But there he didn't run. It was a theater. Estou na TV. Na próxima eu mando. Próxima manda, cara. Manda no meu e-mail. Eu tenho um e-mail, fakeflip@gmail.com. Quer me mandar um link para eu assistir? Bota lá. Tranquilo? Tem um tratado proibindo viagens no Polo Norte também. Já sei disso. So this person here, the Brazilian follower here, is trying to give me some information and stuff. But I'm finishing the live now, so I have to be going pretty soon. I have my children to pick up and things. I have a life to do. I am not from the system. I don't get money from your pockets. Okay, I don't get money from anybody's pockets. I am not from the system. Okay, these people who went to Antarctica and forged the sun, they are the system. Shame on these people. Against humanity. They're not going to have YouTube without controlling the narrative. Yeah, I'm sorry, but then they should not allow normal people onto YouTube. They allowed normal people onto YouTube and then they got screwed. Okay? They got screwed. The enemies of science are those who want to control minds. That's what they're doing. They want to forge the things. Basically, they want to keep you in delusion, in believing that there is sun, that there is a globe, So they are directly doing it. These people who went to Antarctica, they directly did it. So now we know who they are, okay? We know who they are. They're Freemasons. I don't think they can smoke and vape there in Antarctica. I don't know about laws about vaping, but he clearly vaped as well. He clearly vaped. And he vaped in order to try and deceive. Basically, it's part of the fraud, the vaping. You can all see it's a fraud. So many aspects of the fraud. So I do not discuss it's a fraud. It's a fraud, it's a fraud. How they frauded, it's out of discussion. I don't want to discuss how they frauded. It's not important. It's fraud and it's fraud. It's more important to discuss who they are. Because these people, they are CIA. These people are NASA. These people are government. These people, they get paid with our money. So who are these people? That's what should be discussed now. Should be discussed who these people are and why they're doing it. Actually, I would open here for Will Duffy. I would open if he turns up here for him to answer to me why he's lying to humanity like that. Why are these people lying? Because we do have our theories, right? But we want to hear from them why they're lying. It's clearly a lie. He knows it's a lie. He was there lying himself. Nobody knows better than these liars that they're lying. But we want to know why they're doing it. Is it because of God or because of their God? Because they could be hiding their God, guys. I think they're hiding their God. That's what I think. They don't want, their God doesn't want us to get close by. The Bible says things like the people should disturb the devil, that disturbing the devil should be done. There are passages in the Bible. I'm sorry, I don't know the Bible very well. I got into flat earth through my scientific knowledge, not through my biblical knowledge. I barely have biblical knowledge, even though I deeply believe in the Bible nowadays. Actually, I only believe the Bible because I found out the earth is flat. So, according to the Bible, the people should disturb the devil. But we cannot go to Antarctica to do it. So I think the devil lives there. I think the devil hides there. You know, that's what I think. I think this is what they're hiding. This is my theory, but I want to hear from them why they're lying. I think they're lying. I think they're lying to humanity because of that. You know, they know who lives there. Hello, Fake Flip. Sorry, Lelo. Desculpa aí. Em inglês hoje. Mandei na live. Manda no e-mail, cara. Tá? fakeflip@gmail.com. Ok? Manda lá. Eu vou ver os teus links aí. Crystal Green, Crystal Jam. No, too much light pollution here in the suburbs. Lightning. Okay, guys, let's end the live. 2 hours and 20 minutes. Done. Let's put the song. Okay, Eddie's song. Eddie came up. Eddie there in Japan. He's a Brazilian flat earther living in Japan. So I like to share his his clip. He has a very nice clip here called Welcome to the Show. So I'll leave you to that so that we can finish our live transmission, guys. All the best. May God bless you. And there's no way these psychopaths will win. Okay, it's written. They lost already.
Welcome to the show where you don't know if it's part of the show. Welcome to the show. If you don't know, it's part of the show. Didn't they teach you to reach for the stars while opening up the bars and keeping you chained down with mortgage bills and cars? Vaccines for your arms, kids sounding like supercharged, caffeinated hate-filled scars and rage-quit repertoires. No answers for yards, caught up in emotion that's not even yours. Imposter truths like impeccable retards, lined up for your serving of Gish Gallop and wars. No remedy can save the lost, in love with the yarn. I'm tired of walking into refracted shards, poor science displayed by disgusting bards. Soaked in sin with your dupe is the light for a new hand of cards. Been so long, seems like for love I'm just too hard, that's it. Welcome to the show where you don't know if it's part of the show. Welcome to the show. If you don't know, you don't know. Intoxicated 8 makes you believe you're spinning in space while you have no shame or grace. It's a disdainful state I used to contemplate how to save myself from my own self-hate. Wonder why I was even made with a dreadful fate, forced to try and awake with a full plate. No one to help me stay awake or educate. I've had to liberate and fight through hidden gates, but my brother, heaven could never be late, and rockets don't work in space. It's all fake. The show is on Mars. It's a joke, but you're too far gone. It won't be long. Fair base beak is strong. We have our song and we march along like streams of knowledge leading to God's holy pond, and lives of truth that hits the bong and sings the song, turns mankind from the wrong. We come in peace with a holy gown, and all of us wearing our holy crowns. So the earth is flat and we probably just won't get along. Just to go along, I said, welcome to the show where you don't know if it's part of the show. Welcome to the show. If you don't know, you don't know.
Okay, guys, so thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for being here on the chat today. sorry if I don't do more contents in English, but the channel started in Portuguese. It moved on into English. See you around, guys, okay? See you around.